Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this cycle YouTube shadow band astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about having a Taurus Sun and Scorpio Mars in the natal chart. Now, first off, with the Taurus Sun, your basic fundamental character may be patient, persistent, persevering, determined, and loyal. Your basic self, which is the Sun, may be docile and gentle. Now, however, with having Mars and Scorpio, you may be explosive at times. Anger may be turbulent, destructive, and vengeful. And I mean, you do have very strong, contrast of energy because the Sun and Mars, of course, are in opposite zodiac signs. Taurus Sun may focus on making money. The Sun is about our focus and attention, and Taurus Sun may put a lot of that focus and attention on making money, accumulating possessions and resources. Now, Mars and Scorpio, though, may be driven, motivated, and driven towards support and shared resources situations. And support being, not just monetary support, but emotional and moral support as well. And if the Sun makes an opposition to Mars, then there may be let's say, for example, if the Sun in Taurus is at 17 degrees and Mars in Scorpio is at 19 degrees, you would have an opposition aspect, which would be adversarial, and you would again have that conflict between doing what you want. The Sun is about our basic wants, what we want in our life, and matters with sexual partners. Mars does govern sexual partners, so, and it could show that this situation may often be contentious with them. But we gotta, keep in mind though that the really stronger, more detailed synastry, of course, is going to come from the actual synastry compatibility with the aspects between the two people, person A and person B. This is just a general statement as far as what this aspect can indicate in someone's chart. And with Mars and Scorpio, one or more sexual partners may actually be a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are resourceful, resilient. It may be those that are empowering, controlling, powerful. It may be people that are also, supportive, passionate, but incisive, probing, investigative, but may also be jealous, manipulative, and vengeful as well. Also, too, if you have the sexual partners, again, if you have that opposition, they may not be compatible with the basic character. But let's say if there's an inconjunct between the Sun and Mars, an inconjunct aspect that would exist. Now, let's say, for example, if the Taurus Sun, is at, say, I'm trying to see what an example would actually be in terms of a as far as an inconjunct aspect between the Taurus Sun and Scorpio Mars. So let's say, for example, if the Taurus Sun is at 29 degrees and Mars in Scorpio is at 1 degree, you would have an inconjunct aspect between the Sun and Mars. And with an inconjunct aspect, there could be adjustment may be needed with the energies. There may be either too much of a focus on what the person wants, and which is the Sun, and not enough on the sexual partners. Or Mars is also about what we have an enthusiasm for. It could be the other way around. You may be dominated by sexual partners, and what you have an enthusiasm for, what drives and motivates you, to the expense and exclusion of just your basic wants. So there is adjustment may be needed. It's about finding the harmony, the balance, and the equilibrium with the energy. Now, the thing about this too is, now with the Sun in Taurus, Sun in Taurus may have physical related issues associated with the throat, neck, thyroid, or esophagus. The sun has a connection with the physical body. Yes, the ascendant is what dominates the appearance and physical body, but the sun can play a role in that as well. Now, with Mars in Scorpio, there may be physical injuries. Mars is about, physical related injuries, and there may be physical injuries connected with the prostate, bladder, colon, urinary tract, or reproductive system. With Mars in Scorpio, there could also be surgery on those areas because Mars is also associated with surgery. Now, another thing, too, is the sun, again, is about our focus and attention. Now, the sun in Taurus may focus on matters with much determination and persistence. And Mars in Scorpio may be capable of things that may seem insurmountable to others. So this is a very, you have, their opposite, signs. This is still a very powerful, dominant combination. The sun in Taurus can actually be, again, they could be very, possessive. And you have Mars in Scorpio, which could be controlling in their sexual relationships. So, and again, you have, it's very purposeful and fixed and determined combination because you have the sun in Taurus with that very strong, persistent energy, and Mars in Scorpio, where you have, a lot of relentless activity. There's a lot of energy that could be actually very obsessive with Mars and Scorpio. So this combination by itself is one which I would say would stick with things, to the bitter end, but you got to also factor in, contraindicators in the chart. Like, say, if you have somebody that has a Taurus Sun and Scorpio Mars combination in their natal chart, but they have a preponderance of major astrological influences and mutable signs that can modify things, or even, mutable moon, mutable ascendant sign, but this combination can still be very strong-willed. And as far as having a Taurus Sun and Scorpio Mars may go. Now, the Taurus Sun, what the person may often want is just, having, peace and doing things, that are just generally peaceful and tranquil. It could simply be relaxing somewhere, enjoying scenic beauty, or doing things like maybe drawing or something with art in general. Things that give them peace. And Mars and Scorpio, Mars is about our, what we can have an enthusiasm for. It's enthusiasm. So Mars and Scorpio may have an enthusiasm for matters, just simply with support or doing something Scorpio related, which can include locksmithing or something with psychology, or in something that's associated with the occult, which includes astrology or investigation, forensics, anything that's Scorpio related. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.